is adding some more context. We read quotes from their reporting on the letter. Now, some reporters who've been working this story doggedly for the Beast ended up reading aspects of the letter, some of which we didn't know about, with some details.
This is Greenberg saying, during the summer of 2017, I invited a group of young ladies, mainly from the local university, to attend a get-together at a friend's house, wanting them to meet my single friend, who was also a member of Congress and was becoming famous for his frequent appearances on cable TV news, such as Fox News. All of the girls were either in college or post-college, and it was not uncommon for either myself or the congressman to help any one of these girls financially, whether it was a car payment, a flight home to see their family, or something as simple as helping pay a speeding ticket.
To be crystal clear, the voice you hear there is of the reporter reading the alleged letter. So we don't have the letter, and until this recording, we didn't have some of these extra details. Now, in the reading of these newly revealed details, we hear, under the way it was written, Greenberg, read by the reporter, dropping a pretty damning part.
It was at this time that one of the girls, who had represented herself to be 19 years old and was due to move to Texas that upcoming August to attend a new college, was in fact 17 years old, roughly 5 months shy of her 18th birthday. She had a fake ID, her best friends were all in college, and there was absolutely no way a reasonable person could know this individual was not yet 18. On more than one occasion, this individual was involved in sexual activities with several of the other girls. The congressman from Florida's 1st congressional district and myself, I did see the acts occur firsthand, and Venmo transactions, Cash App, or other payments were made to these girls on behalf of the congressman.
I'm joined now by a civil rights attorney, Nancy Erica Smith. She represented former Fox anchor Gretchen Carlson in a harassment suit and is an advocate in many such cases. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I wanted to be as precise as possible with viewers and listeners because we had quotes from the letter. This reading of the letter provides new details that were not public until the reading. If the letter turns out to be legitimate and if the feds are working with it, of course, they've had the entire thing the whole time. So legally, what do you see, if anything, from these new alleged details?
Well, if Greenberg makes a plea deal by Saturday, we have sex trafficking of a minor that's actually, we have an eyewitness. It's funny that he talks about fake IDs because he's charged with aggravated ID theft for giving fake IDs. In fact, Vanity Fair is reporting that he made fake IDs to facilitate commercial sex, that's one of the aspects of the investigation. So you see this very predatory behavior from men in their late 30s towards very young women, college age, right out of high school, using power and wealth. And the Daily Beast went on to speak to 12 of the women that Greenberg paid. And they talked about being pressured to do drugs, pressured to take fake IDs, pressured to engage in group sex. I mean, this is Epstein-level predatory sexual behavior. And the next piece of reporting that's interesting is that they're looking at Gaetz's former girlfriend as possibly a cooperating witness. And she became his girlfriend while she was an intern, also a college-age young girl in Congress. And she was on the famous Bahamas trip in the 2018, where the 17-year-old was there, along with many other very young girls, and the guy who wants to be the medical marijuana czar of Florida, which raises unbelievable number of ethical and legal questions about Gaetz. He's basically, you were talking about Giuliani, Gaetz is like a lawyer's worst nightmare. He's out there being a loudmouth, saying things like on Tucker Carlson, well, you met the girl, you met the woman, which Tucker Carlson, of course, says no. Well, he's not going to be able to say he doesn't know anything about a woman. There's this arrogant rich boy frat culture. He's in Congress showing nude pictures of young girls to other Congress people. And he's not always truthful. He's telling lies about the election. He's telling lies about the deep state. This investigation started during the Trump administration under AG Barr. And he has hired former DOJ lawyers to represent him. So he's like a lawyer's nightmare, in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. And in the passage read from the Greenberg letter, he seems to be trying to put his own view or estimation on the conduct, talking about what a reasonable person would think or this or that. It seemed quite amateurish because the nature of some of these alleged crimes wouldn't matter about a reasonable person standard if they are strict liability offenses, if they're dealing with minors. Can you speak briefly to that before we run out of time?
Yeah, if you're dealing with a minor, it doesn't matter. They are blaming the young women, which is truly so offensive. We didn't know she was 17. She lied to us, said the guy who gives fake IDs to women, is accused of giving fake IDs to women. If you're with a woman that's so young that she's 17, even if you think she's 19, it doesn't matter under the law. You're looking at a minimum of 10 years in prison.
Nancy Erica Smith, who's been following this story for us with the analysis, thank you very much.